Hello, I am Tato Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Sentimental Trickster Soichiro's Route. Previously, we got called in to help Midori and Anna on their doujinshi, which turned out to be more realistic than other doujinshi, I guess. And Haro was not traumatized by it. And then we went back to the house to have our dinner date with Soichiro, and then we got onto the topic of him dating Reiko and how long they've been dating and everything like that. And we're making hamburgers and it's super fun. And that's pretty much where we left off. And I'm kind of distracted about this fruit sensor picture that they have in the background that I forgot they had. It's like, oh, it's naughty fruit. Okay. Yeah, and Howard shared too much. I remember that. Okay, Yep. Read that already. When I think about it, on a rational level, I know there is nothing to be ashamed of. There's plenty of time. Still, when everyone around you has already found their special someone, you can't help but feel a bit resentful. I glanced at Soichiro. Maybe I told him because I knew he wouldn't make fun of me. He clears his throat and speaks. His voice comes out a bit shaky. I just assumed that since you, question mark? No, I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry, Haru. When I was your age, I didn't have a girlfriend. It's perfectly normal. You shouldn't feel left out or forced to date anyone. Yeah, I know, but still, it's better to wait than be with someone just for the sake of not being alone. You're right. That's a good way of looking at it. I'll try to stay positive. Thanks. Use the wrong voice. Soichiro nods and puts the garlic in the bowl. His hands are shaking slightly. He must feel awkward discussing these things with someone half his age. Still, I'm grateful he did. I form the patties, then heat up the frying pan. How long should we fry them? 5 minutes on each side. 10 minutes on the right side. 10 minutes on each side. 5 minutes on each side. I just said 5 minutes. I didn't even have to roll back to cheat for that one. I hope I remembered it right. ... Suddenly I remember a conversation from before. So, you told me you used to play board games. Yes. There was a time when I was, pretty addicted to them. To be honest, I still play occasionally. Did you have a favorite? Forgot who I was being. Did you have a favorite class? Wait, let me guess. A wizard or a priest? Were you the designated healer? What is it? I am not sure. Okay, now, you have to tell me. If you don't, I'll just assume you played a dainty blonde elf and it'll be forever engraved in my mind. Soichiro lets out a heavy sigh. I usually played an orc destroyer. I stare at him. Wow. Talk about repressed rage. It's not, just kidding, but why? I guess I wanted to play something as far from my usual self as possible. Okay, I get that. When I play a game where you can customize your character, I always buff him up and give him a beard. Never played an orc though. I guess it's weird. Nah, it must have been great to smash everything to pieces. Cathartic. Yes, it was. Okay. Hamburgers, check. Salad, check. We have everything. Let's eat. We sit at the table. I put the meat, vegetables, and a bit of ketchup in a bun. I take a bite. It turned out great. We both look at each other and smile. I give Soichiro a thumbs up, then proceed to devour my burger. I wonder if Soichiro cooked it, how well it would have turned out. Kane enters the kitchen, probably lured in by the smell. We give him his share. We spend the rest of the day in Soichiro's room, just hanging out. Yeah, I get your point, but I still can't see you. Still see how those huge robots would work without batteries. Wait, what time is it? It's, oh, almost midnight. Seriously? But it feels like we've just started talking. I'm, also surprised. I thought it was still early. I'd better go. Tomorrow's Monday. Don't want to oversleep. Yes, you're right. Me neither. Considering you're the teacher, you really shouldn't. That's true. Good night, then. Sleep well, Haru. You too. See you in the morning. I take a quick shower and go to my room. Soichiro's twice my age, but we really get along. I like spending time with him. It's good that I decided to just be friends with him. Or rather, him having a smoking hot girlfriend decided for me. Either way, I'll be better off in the long run. Even if he was single, I doubt he'd want to date someone half his age, and a guy to boot. Oh, Haru, if only you knew. This is a BL game. that means he definitely will. I glance at the cabinet. And everything would be just fine, except I still haven't given him the diary back. But at least I won't read anymore. Let this be the first step towards being a better human being. So much for that. Dear diary. I am writing again. Soon. Like I promised. Of course, you're not a real person. You're not even a person. You don't care how often I write. But I need to describe these days the best I can. For myself. Maybe when I look back at this one day, it'll help me get some perspective or figure things out. Or maybe not. Me and him, we're still the same, more or less. We're great during the day, but fall apart at night. It's not that we don't do it. Now that we've tried so many times, we sometimes manage to go through the whole thing, and I get plenty of pleasure from it. I just wish it was the same for him. But we'll get there. We've made so much progress. The most important thing is that we love each other. I know I'm the most important person in the world to him. I feel the same way about him. God knows we're not perfect. But what marriage is? Okay, Haru, so you couldn't fall asleep. What happens? You were tossing and turning and thinking about the diary. Fair enough. You're concerned about it. But why? Why did you have to read it again? I thumbed my head against the pillow a couple of times. I'm a horrible, horrible person. How can I give this back to Soichiro? Today we only have 2 classes. The majority of our teachers have been immobilized by the flu. The second class is acting. Oh joy, acting class. ... I think I've gotten used to university life. My favorite class is still psychology, but I have a lot of fun acting. I rarely get stage right now. I enjoy being all the different people in the different situations. It's liberating. I've been myself for far too long. Hello, everyone. Soichiro takes attendance. Shinya arrives a couple minutes late, but is allowed to stay. Today, we're going to try a new exercise. It's called Mantle of the Expert. Mantle the Expert. This seems like it's going to be interesting. You'll be working as a team of experienced experts performing a task. The first team will be Haru, Kane, Shinya, and I noticed that Jin is standing at the door watching us. He sometimes comes to visit. Excuse me, can Jin roleplay with us? Just this once? I honestly can't remember if I did this part already. Or if it's going to be different, so I'm just going to read through it. That is, I'm not sure if it would be appropriate. I mean, we have so many students who love to take part. He's instantly drowned by voices begging him to agree. Apparently, the students would rather see Jin act. It helps that the majority of them are female. Jin blinks and looks at me. Then he grins. I knew he wanted to try acting. I guess we can make an exception, but just this once, okay? Now, Haru, pick a card. Right. You really like that humongous red hat, huh? Who wants to be the narrator? This is the most challenging part. This is going to be fun. I raise my hand. Oh, Haru. I look at the rest of my team. Hope they're okay with it. Jin gives me the thumbs up and Kane smiles. Shinya ignores me. Same old, same old. I read the task. You are a group of archaeologists exploring a tomb of unknown origin. Oh, this is an interesting one. Take a moment to prepare, please. This is going to be interesting. Ready? Take it as ready as they'll ever be. Everyone nods. Yeah, let's do this. I clear my throat and begin speaking. It was high noon when the team reached the tomb. The locals reported hearing strange noises coming from the inside. They said that the place was haunted. I try to sound old and wise. Oh, that is not what I guess. It could be old. Not really. Like, the narrator you can trust to keep at least one of the characters alive. Ah, but those narrators are fun. Had to clear my voice again. The archaeologist moved the smooth plate covering the entrance and stepped into a wide corridor. The walls were covered with an ancient-looking runes carved deeply into the stone. I cannot comprehend how this could possibly be a serious archaeological expedition. No respectable professional would just move the plate that could be thousands of years old without the proper equipment. Should this prove to be an ancient tomb, the damage we do here will be immense. Shinya, this is why no one likes you. Okay? You're a buzzkill, said Bob. I snort. and I snort, said Bob, a short and stout man who wore a scarf wrapped around his head. You see, Bob was going bald and thought he could hide this way. Alas, no one was fooled. Jenny glares at me and Conley coughs, smothering a laugh. Jin walks a couple of steps towards us. Don't worry, we know what we're... I don't know what to do for Jin's voice. I don't remember what I did from the first time. Don't worry. We know what we're doing. Besides, the locals need our help. Let's get to the bottom of this. I'm sure he has a really deep voice, but I quite frankly can't do that. Said Indiana. I have to admit, he does give off an Indiana Jones vibe. It was an alias. Although he sincerely wishes to help the locals, he wasn't really an archaeologist. He was here because he hoped he could find something valuable to sell afterwards. He turned Jin into a bad guy. He'd amassed a colossal debt from buying newspaper subscriptions, giving money to scammers, and caring for abandoned kittens. Jin grins at me. As me? Jin grins as me? At me? Shinya shakes his head. I glance at Kane. I wonder what he's going to say. The team stared. The team started moving. They were careful not to trigger any of the tomb's booby traps. Ancient tombs do not have booby traps. That's a common misconception perpetuated by the adventure genre. No actual traps have ever been excavated. See? Buzzkill. Said Bob. Oh, I swear, doing guy voices does a lot to my throat, said Bob. A second later, one of the floor tiles gave way under his leg. It triggered 10 poisonous darts to release from 10 automated crossbows. The group made their way towards Bob. She scowls at me and makes a couple of graceful dodging movements. Nicely done. Are you okay, Bob? Such a faulty device couldn't possibly hurt me. The craftsmanship in this place is sorely lacking, said Bob. Unfortunately, he did not notice the thin wire right in front of him. It snapped, making the hatch above his head open. Inside was Shinya takes a step in my direction, his eyes ablaze. Nothing! The snakes had long since migrated in search of food. The team reaches the first chamber. It was enormous, but empty except for 3 graves lined in a row and placed upon a stone pedestal. Is Connie gonna jump in? The graves were made of pure gold and covered with intricate ornaments. We should be careful. Great line, Kane. Glad to see you join the group. Now's my chance, said Verider. The archaeologist smiled pleasantly, but inside he was furious. Those poison darts should have killed Bob. Instead, he avoided them with inhuman grace. It'd be difficult to kill him at this rate. Oh yes, Verider. That name, I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Knew there was something extremely valuable in the tomb, and he knew he wanted it for himself. While his apprentice was pleasant, his inside was... Oh, sorry, why did I think apprentice? Well, his appearance was pleasant, his inside was rotten and twisted, akin to coiling snakes. Kane twitched. Then he smiles, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes. Did I mess up his introduction? I tried my best to give him something interesting to work with. And frankly, I was curious about how he play an evil part. I've never even seen him angry. I'm going to open the graves. I wouldn't recommend it, at least not with without a gas mask. Unless you wish to die from an unknown disease. Don't worry, I've never even had a cold. I have a strong immune system. Besides, I have a feeling it'll be all right. Jin winks at me. Well, we'll see how Indiana Bob and whatever his name is survive the tomb in the next episode. I am Tato Cat. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.